Let's just call it for what it is. This is the Fight Club inspired episode. But, by extension, Michael does not have a split personality and forbids people talking about Fight Club outside of the club. That would have been an interesting scenario, right? If you've seen the movie, then that will make sense to you. If you haven't, then I suggest you check it out just so you get the context of it. This is something that the original team would have covered in the 80s, as the whole point of Knight Rider was an organisation with a lot of tech and resources helping out small people with big problems. And this is no exception, with Mike helping out an old army friend in Anna Ortiz investigating the murder of her drill sergeant, Sergeant Jack Berber, played by Tiki Barber, whom from the video clips of him playing the sergeant was intense and intimidating, and I must say I like the touch of Kit playing one of his drill videos on his hood as a means of confronting Ty McKelver, played by Salvatore Zureb, hope I pronounced that right, who comes off as smarmy and disingenuous. I like the fact that the production team actually did exterior filming out in what looked like the Colorado countryside, as that adds a layer of authenticity in the same vein as to whenever the crew shot on location in Chicago for episodes in season 4 of the original Knight Rider. Which is sad because not a lot of studios shoot on location as a means of saving money. I appreciate it was a tough economy in 2008 and now, respectively, but again, some authenticity would be appreciated a little more. Justin's performance was really good, especially with his facial expressions in the hospital when he's doing a forensic exam of the sergeant's body, and how he's cringing at having to examine the eyeballs to look for specific evidence with regards to the dots in the eyes. The idea of the sheriff having a hand in covering up the murder as the clue was there when Annie was dropped off at the hospital as he hovered the scene was enough when you see him and Ty share a stare. One thing I had noticed after Kit vs. Car 3 was the toned down use of Kit's transformation scenes and various other uses that would require CG. Whether this was done as a means of saving money or just to suit the needs of the story is debatable. But via the same token, I am glad that they use these as and where they're needed rather than doing just for show. This is the second time where Mike ventures into the danger zone without the use of his earwig. But to give the man credit, it was crushed as he tried to escape into the forest and he's having to use his training and wits to survive. This was a decent episode that continued the tone and premise from Exit Light Enter Night of dealing with situations on a much smaller scale compared to the stories before the departure from the Torres regime. Good night from the night.